times.
Is this on? Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the beautiful Richlife Studios of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. It's Wednesday night. Do you know what that means? Frank Jofo, take it away, you salam.
And here we go for another edition of the AEW Dynamite Review. And yes, my name is Frank Jofo, and I got the cast of characters that you love and enjoy. We got Claudio, Mr. Comedy Capri, Alex the Elite, and to my left, Selecta. Like I said before, Alex, don't hold your enthusiasm for this exciting AEW Dynamite show that we just watched here tonight. Man, am I pissed off. Not to say, well, you know what? We had a great, we had some great conversations, me and Claudio, on the AEW Dynamite live stream that happened just before this. Every single Wednesday, check it out. But Jesus, do I have a lot to talk about? Let's get into the action.
Yeah, Frank, how many times did you go for smoke breaks? I think you
I have my makeshift studio in my room, and I like to smoke in my room.
But no, I think
I might have to start.
I think the episode was so.
Blame it on Tony Khan, Frank.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, Tony? You're the reason why Frank is becoming an alcoholic and a smoker.
God, man.
Okay?
I was so excited about tonight, and as soon as anyways, we'll talk about it later.
Well, that's what
why wasn't Jericho in the main event?
They
Calm
kind
down,
of
Frank.
stacked
Calm
the first half of the show hard and heavy with all like the.
Was the World Series on tonight?
Wasn't it yesterday? I think.
Well, I don't know. There was a rain delay or something. I don't know, man. But
who knows? But one thing we do know that we kicked things off with. I don't know what they kicked it off with because I was about 12 minutes late for the show.
Jay Lethal versus Darby Allin.
Jay Lethal versus Darby Allin was the opening. Was that the opening match?
That was the opening. There was anything before that, right, Claudio?
That was the saddest thing I've ever watched in my life. like Alex stepping on Lego pieces. Okay, Alex stepping on Lego pieces is more entertaining than Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal. Okay, listen, I'm not I don't know much about wrestling, but I'm like, are you kidding? And that troll that happened before Jeff Jarrett came out, I'm like, oh my God. It's like they grabbed us.
You thought it was going to be Sting the whole time. You even said it on the Dark Review too. You even said it. So,
but instead it was some Salam and a Sting mask. And then you have Jeff Jarrett with the same gimmick that he had when I first watched wrestling when I was 10 years old, smashing Darby Allin with a guitar. I'm like,
let's illustrate this picture here, Claudio. Let's kick it back to how it got to what you're talking about right now, because I don't know how it led to that. So
you didn't miss anything, to be honest with you. That's my opinion.
The next match. Let's get to the next match.
What was the story of the match? Let's say
well, it was basically it was a regular match up until I don't know. I forget if the light. I don't think the lights went out, but all of a sudden the circle
debate
the camera cut to somebody that was coming out of the crowd or under the ring, and then everyone thought it was going to be Sting.
It was a fake Sting. Right?
It was a fake Sting, and it was like, obviously it's not Sting.
He has to stop watching Nitro from 1998, or especially 1999, I should say. Stop watching those Nitros, man. That was garbage.
That's a typical Nitro move right there.
99, exactly. 2000, 2001 Nitro.
I think is on
all the stuff that Bruno loves to love in professional wrestling. 98, 99 WCW.
Question for you guys: Jeff Jarrett in AEW full time as part time wrestler or working behind the scenes? I think Jeff Jarrett just needs a paycheck. That's why he's doing.
How do you spell Jeff Jarrett, Claudio? Do you know? That's J-E. What?
Double F J-A double R E
Jarrett. Anyway, but honestly though. But anyways, Jarrett should come out. You know, like look. Like when I was younger, I loved Jeff Jarrett, especially with the guitar smashing. But come on, man, same guitar, by the way. Just pointing it out. But anyways,
what I want to know,
the last time we saw him, obviously, wasn't on AEW TV. It was he fought Ric Flair, right? Obviously, that's the last time we saw him. Yeah. And then what I was telling Claudio today on the live stream for AEW Dynamite live stream tonight was that are they just like doing this because they saw JBL come back and manage Baron Corbin? Back? Yeah, he came back.
Yeah,
he's managing Baron Corbin now.
That's not
so
but was it Jeff Jarrett in WWE? Like,
yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah, he was running the house shows. Yeah,
as
he was
well.
running the house shows.
Honestly,
that's
like
what it was.
I don't know what Jeff Jarrett did this year to get booked by everybody. Honestly,
He's got a podcast. That's what it is.
It's
So
that-
now everyone's
those-
gonna watch
it's
his fucking
Conrad with the
podcast.
podcast.
You gotta give-
Exactly what it
He's
is.
been there for a long time. His his family,
Yeah,
right?
He
His
didn't do
family
anything to
business.
elevate the product, and like honestly,
The same thing that's going to happen here. You know,
Right.
eventually we're going to be on wrestling shows because people see Jofo in the ring. We're
There
going to
you
come
go.
out of nowhere, help Jeremy profit
But
with
what-
steel chairs. And
What
there
I
you go.
think is like the whole thing of it was tonight was that everyone thought it was going to be Sting, right? And so then to the
Yeah.
point where they even laughed at us by making him dress up
yeah,
as
it
Sting.
was a Cole Carter, right?
You know, yeah,
With,
exactly.
under the
Cole
mask.
Carter was in NXT. He was part of the with Tony
Family.
D'Angelo, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, right?
Yeah.
What was
With
his name?
Stax.
Stacks and
Is he
whatever.
No, he's
right?
not Stacks. That's the
No,
guy
he's
who's
the other
still
guy,
there.
Stacks.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Stacks.
So,
Should we
and
call
he
it
was,
Stacks?
for what I know, he was he had a good charisma. He was good in the ring. For what I saw, it wasn't like memorable WrestleMania matches, but
Yeah, well, yeah,
he
you
had
could say
that, you know, like, but to make it, I don't know, like that's what it comes down to now. All these little surprises and these returns and these debuts, they made it so leveled up that every person that comes in, they expect that same reaction, like a Kenny Omega or an Adam Cole. Then to the point where it's like, I'm sure a lot of people are like, "Who the hell is this guy?" You know,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think-
no,
That
that's
was
the
the
thing.
point, though. I think that was the point, like just to swerve, because that's what Tony Khan loves, is swerve after swerve. Sounds familiar. Sounds like the year 1999 or 2000 to me. But anyways,
Well, I mean, you could probably pinpoint what episode he's on in WCW right
No,
now.
he's
on
probably-
WWE Network.
he's probably watching those Thunders, which he should
Oh
not be
my
watching. Thunder.
God,
Even
man.
worse than Nitro was like the Thunder from 2000.
You know what this
No, it
reminds
felt like
me
a
of?
thunder tonight.
Yeah, no. This
Great.
reminds you of Rob Zombie directing the Halloween 1 and 2. It's like everything you're not supposed to be doing for a horror movie, that's what Rob Zombie does. And tonight, everything that Tony Khan was not supposed to do for this segment, he did. I'm like, oh my god.
But
this
I mean,
is-
honestly, it's like now we already have ROH factions in AEW. Now we have a TNA faction. We got Jarrett, the Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal.
That's true.
My
Huh?
God,
That's to the untrained eye, right? It's not
TNA
written in
faction.
stone, but
For now.
if to a person that knows about wrestling as much as you, Alex, I'm sure
Yeah.
there was a lot of people out there like, oh wow, TNA just invaded the AEW.
Jeez.
That's
I think like Tony, I watch like Jeff Jarrett drop, like, I don't know if you guys know, Global Force Wrestling. There was a
Yeah.
terrible invasion angle of GFW and TNA. I don't know, like 5,
Oh
7
my
years ago,
God.
something like that. Probably Tony Khan's a huge fan of that.
But if it came down to it, who would have made every if for myself? Let's say, like, well, I'm going to ask this question to myself. Who else could it have been to make everybody like at least say like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like,
I mean, it makes sense. It's the friend, right? Like they were saying that they have a friend, but I don't know. It wasn't clear. Was it the way they said it? It made it seem like it was like Darby's friend. Maybe it was like hard to understand in the promo they said last week.
okay.
That's why I thought Sanjay Dutt was referring to a friend of Darby's rather than a friend of theirs, which
That, my friend, is unclear writing.
That's what it sounded like last week.
Yeah,
Well, let's see
okay.
where it
So
goes
just
now
wait.
with this little it's like a carbon copy of the Firm kind of a thing, but with different guys in it. So let's see where this goes.
Oh,
That
the
was
firm
fucking-
is way way better or whatever. It's put together way better. I don't
Yeah,
know how
you
to
just
put-
convinced me on that. Yeah, sure, for sure.
the firm was put together. Like I said last week, I don't have to defend it again. It took a long time for them to put that faction together,
What, a month
or so,
or so.
before we even knew why they were put together. They made their big, like, first time we ever saw them all together, I think, was at the pay-per-view. I don't have to say the same thing I said last week, but whatever. It wasn't just thrown together in one segment like this was.
No, okay, I get it, but I think it could have been dealt
This
in
the
a better
firm.
way. But it sounded like there was like 4 people coughing at the.
Kid, Claudio.
filling
So
out
we
the
got-
arena, Claudio.
Yeah,
You're filling-
Cole Carter.
No, I was choking on water. That was more entertaining than this first segment of the AEW.
Come on, choke on that, slap nuts.
So we got Cole Carter now. Now let's see what, like, in the end, let's see what they're gonna do with him now. I know he's not a very known wrestler to a lot of people out there in the wrestling community, but maybe he'll make a name out there to show what he's made of. Jeff Jarrett, I don't think he's gonna be wrestling in any matches. I hope
That's the
not.
thing. Did he join the faction, Cole Carter? Because the way I looked at it, it was just like I thought it was just a joke that they hired him as the fake Sting. But did he join?
I think
the
no, it
Jade
looks like
Lethal
a joke.
Well,
That's what it is.
maybe they wanted it to be Cole Carter in the position of Jeff Jarrett, but then maybe nobody would have known who he is. So they had Jeff Jarrett do this little shtick there, and just to warm up the situation and the I don't know. It was a weird. It was weird.
Dude,
like
I do not plan on watching this at all. That's how.
It was weird, man. It was weird.
I missed
it.
Man. I'm glad I did. All I wanted to see is I saw on Twitter. It was just the guitar shot that I had. I'm good. I don't need to hear Jeff Jarrett speak.
That's what we wanted. That's what we all want to see when Jeff Jarrett comes out with a guitar. So
the same guitar for the past 40 years.
Yeah. That he stole the gimmick off Honky Tonk.
Bringing that guitar company back into business.
Exactly. Well,
cardboard guitar company there.
Yeah, we got to make them guitars again. All right.
He's like the wrestling whore. He works for every single federation and company out there. Next, he's going to go to Impact. You're going to see him on Impact next week.
Back again.
Or NWA. Fuck.
You're going to see him on WWE as Jared Jeff.
We can only speculate as to what will happen with Jeff Jarrett.
Well, let's hope it's good. It's good that this outcome, because if nothing happens in the next month, if we're sitting here in the next 4 weeks later and there's nothing to talk about with Cole Carter and Jeff Jarrett, then I think this was a whole
Frank. You're better off going and smoke 20 cigarettes in 5 minutes rather than finding out what's gonna happen in 4 weeks.
No, I'm gonna screenshot myself like sitting down and just put it there, so it looks like I'm there watching the stream. Jesus, my God!
And there you go. That's a really good way to hype people up to come and watch you guys. But
you get the truth. You get the real. This is the realism here.
Yeah. When it's bad,
we recording anything. You
want to
see me scream? You want to see me
predict the future? But one thing they did do is tell us a bit about the past in this next segment, which was again a little refresher of the MJF and Firm finale. We'll say last week, the beatdown to get it fresh in our mind. Right before the next match, which was Mox versus Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Not before we got a generic Moxley promo in the back first.
Classic
Again, that's a good
promo.
Cigarette break for you right there.
Yeah, by the way, it was really good.
PP break for you, Claudio.
Yeah, no, I mentioned this on the live, and I mentioned this now. I noticed every time you see Moxley win, he always has this gum in his mouth. And you know what? That takes a lot of talent, because if one of us were fighting and we had that gum while the match was going, I'm telling you, we'd be passed out because we'd be choked. That's how we lose the matches.
Nobody does the gum in the mouth shtick better than Daddy Magic. He does it the best. What do you mean?
Daddy Magic. Tell me Mr. Perfect didn't fucking revolutionize that?
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now.
You can't compare it. Yeah.
That being said, I don't think
there's Big Joe.
There he is.
Yeah,
Big
Garbage
Joe
Man Moxley
minus
versus
7 stars on the first match here.
Minus 7 stars.
Minus.
Our first official rating of the night here on the opening match from Big Joe himself.
Big Joe
With a minus 7 stars.
That's brought to you by Balboa Bakery.
That's the wrestling observist. The wrestling observist, Big Joe. So, let's get back on track here. We'll see what Big Joe has to say about this next match. Again, the Moxley promo, didn't say anything. Did I miss anything? Just
mentions that he has a hurricane, and I have I'm trying to code Cage Fighter because he said that awesome code in the movie Cage Fighter.
Whatever. So, Moxley
he took the same line he just said in the movie, and he said it in AEW. I didn't notice that. Did he?
No, but it would have been cool.
Claudio got you there. He did.
It would have been cool. No, it wouldn't have been cool. It would have been plagiarism.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
For you.
God. Either way.
Now I have to watch this movie. And see if John Moxley is gonna repeat anything he says in the movie on a promo on AEW Dynamite.
His actions. He repeats his actions.
Oh my God, it's gonna go up to minus 8 stars, Joel. I'll tell you that.
That should make you not want to watch the movie. That's for sure. But anyways, this match though, I won't lie. Lee Moriarty, impressive Dynamite appearance here. I honestly, as much as I'm not a big fan of the Moxley matches, it was a good match for what it
showcased. If you never watched the Lee Moriarty match, at least you know what he's capable of in the end.
Exactly.
Right? You know what the outcome was going to be in the end in this match. So
sadly,
just knowing what he could do in the ring, maybe against somebody else. Now if we don't see him for 4 or 5 weeks, it's what was the point of this then in the end?
Yeah, he's probably embarrassed they lost. They came back and he lost.
Basically, what he's gonna go through each and every member of the firm. Then that's what I assume was gonna happen. So I guess Big Cass is next.
Well, it's a firm.
Ethan Page should be next.
I think Ethan Page should be the last one.
Well, he took out Moxley with the boot at the end of the match.
Exactly.
After Moxley
post-match.
Man, what a boot to the face that was. Fuck.
I will say, like, I think I might be in the minority here, but Lee Moriarty does not fit in the firm. He's out of place. Like, he doesn't need to be in this faction. It won't help him, to be honest. Like, let's be honest here.
Well, maybe
he's on TV, but it won't help him.
Exactly. It's only putting him in that.
It's
like,
a minor role.
You're with.
It's a minor role just to start.
It's an excuse to be on
TV
TV for him. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's an excuse to be on TV and just put him there so that people recognize him. Oh, who's this guy with the green hair?
But that's the thing. The problem is his wrestling style that he has does not fit the firm. He's like a technician. He has similar moves to like the Blackpool Combat Club, Danielson, Moxley kind of thing. He does a lot of suplexes, a lot of
Well, John Moxley last week. What was it? John Moxley that said it last week. He goes, "Oh, you know what? We actually like you at the Blackpool Combat Club, Lee Moriarty."
Yeah, they've always said that. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna get a swerve story like we've already seen many times before, like the Daniel Garcia and that with Lee Moriarty.
I like when a group has a bunch of different styles in it. You have a power guy, a tag guy, a technician guy, and
well, that's
I'm
what
not
the
really
firm has.
To classify Ethan Page as, but
he's a you call him in the kitchen. You call it the tournai. He could do anything. He could be a heavyweight. He could be cruiserweight. He could a high fly. He could power, speed. He could talk. So
he's grown on me. I won't lie. Ever since he's left being Scorpio Sky's sidekick, he's grown on
Scorpio
me.
Sky comes back. That's very interesting that you brought that up. We haven't talked about him in a while, and I'm sure he'll be coming back soon.
When America's top team has no bookings ahead of them, and then when
Masvidal wins a UFC match, maybe he'll come back, but can't put losers on TV.
With Lee Moriarty, I think towards the end of the match, he meshed well with Moxley. I like the reversals they did. They traded the back suplexes, sold them, which I don't think they needed to do it, to be honest. But anyways, that's another opinion. And then I like that Moxley went for the Kimura, and then Moriarty transitioned it to the Border City stretch. It was a good exchange there, and then eventually led to Moxley putting the Jui Katami cross arm breaker to get the win. And he tapped right away, which I'm happy.
Exactly. Yeah. He had if you would have did like that longevity tap
5 minutes going for the ropes. You in an arm bar.
Then he pulls him back into the middle of the ring, and then he taps. Like, okay, after all that, no, that's well done. And there was no outside interference. It was straight up match, which we always love to watch here on Jofo in the Ring. But I think it was what it was in the end. It didn't have to be more. It didn't have to be less. Showcase Lee Moriarty to the extent of what we had to see, because a lot of people know who this guy is. So at least they got a little preview of what he could do. Let's see what if he's going to be on TV again in the coming weeks. We'll see. Now it's time to capitalize on it. If you're going to put somebody in a world title match, at least put him on TV in the next week or the week after.
Title eliminator, but yeah.
Don't bury him in catering in the back. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So that was that. I don't know. Any last words, Claudio, on Moriarty Mox? No, not really. That's it. So let's move it on along.
Exactly.
Saraya finally had her interview with Mrs. Moxley, and
Mrs. Moxley,
and Britt Baker did not want to show up. She had nothing to say to them. She didn't want to be involved in this at all. But yet they did the interview anyways, all for Mrs. Mox to address the elephant in the room of what's your medical status, pretty much. Will you be cleared to wrestle? All for her not to answer that question and to still say, I'll let you know next week.
We already know that she's able to wrestle.
Well, she said she has to get one doctor to clear her, one last doctor. Well, I wonder who's a doctor.
Fucking please, man.
Isaac Yankum.
She's able to wrestle.
Isaac Yankum's going to be in her corner against Britt Baker.
I don't know.
That'd be great.
Constable Kane, maybe? I don't know.
Constable Kane.
Wait,
he's a constable? No.
He was a constable there. He was the corporate Kane.
I remember Corporate Kane.
Now he's the mayor of Knoxville now.
Speaking of Knoxville.
Was it in Knoxville tonight, by any chance?
Baltimore. Yeah.
Baltimore, because we saw Lamar Jackson in the front row. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. We saw Rick Ross tonight. Fuck.
That reminds me. Like,
Timberland.
Just I know we moved past it, but since you mentioned Lamar Jackson, when he came out, I found during the Moxley and he didn't come out. He went to he was in the crowd.
Yeah.
But like
You
that
just want to
distracted the
see-
crowd.
Yeah, they had to address it on
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah, they exactly. Taz had to mention. Oh, by the way, the crowd is chanting MVP or some other
Yeah.
chants they were saying because of Lamar Jackson. It's like it took away from the match. Like the crowd was not interested in the match
He
anymore.
refused $50 million a year for like a 4 or 5 year contract. He would have been paid the highest quarterback in the NFL, and he refused it. So I don't know how much more money he wants, but he's fucking good, man, Lamar Jackson. So it was great to see him.
Big Joe here.
Big Joe.
Big Joe with the Balboa Victory comment. Only thing more painful than a Moxley match is his wife doing interviews.
Oh, yeah, you get the best of both worlds, Joel. Best of both worlds, back to back too. Right after that match, you got Miss Moxley as Selected Brew is saying here.
Mrs. Moxley, but for this next segment, we had a Regal promo talking about it was confrontation with MJF last week and promoting the MJF versus Moxley match that we'll get at all the way out. I was about to say
Full gear.
all the way out.
I'm all the way up.
That's on next year's show, Bruno.
Yeah.
That's next year.
All the way out.
I'm all the way up.
So this I was like shuffling shit around. I don't think he would. Did I miss anything of importance here in this Regal promo? He just pretty much
Did it look
last
like
week.
he's actually gonna turn on John Moxley and go and side with MJF? Do you think after this promo?
Well, he mentioned like I'm gonna show you how to become evil or something.
There you
That he
go.
meant that he was saying something like that. Like
It's gonna happen.
He was kind of saying that even though you showed signs of like true good character last week, like you're no match for the real demon that's John Moxley, something like that. I don't know. It's like
I
a
don't
riddle.
understand what's going on. So the good guys are trying to say they're more evil than the guy that's calling himself the devil. That
And his devil
everyone's cheering
worshippers,
for,
right? Yeah, I
and his
know.
devil worshippers.
I know.
But is the good guy.
Confusion in the back, man. It's
No
insane.
need for this confusion. There's no need for it. Keep it simple.
Confusion.
Pro wrestling, it can be simple and great. It doesn't have to be
There must be
swerve
some
after
sort of-
swerve, convoluted. Like confusion. Keep it simple, guys.
They work 1 day a week, for God's sake. You can't fucking figure it out. Like seriously, man.
So
Fuck.
They're touring the country for the other 4 days. They'll have time to sit there and organize the storylines a little bit. But
Piss me off, man.
But hey, we had this little conversation on the way up to the torture chamber
Ooh,
wrestling.
straight out of Chamber
Straight out
5.
of chamber with Big Joe. Actually, I said, you know what? Sometimes there's just something interesting about watching the car wreck that's on fire and chaos is happening instead of the car that's just broken down the side of the road where there's someone.
When it makes
changing the
sense,
tire.
though, man. Come on. Like,
We don't
not
know
every
where
time.
this AEW train's gonna go. But this one thing
AEW or
is for
WCW?
We're hoping it doesn't go with the fate
Yeah,
of
please
WCW, but we will be here for the whole ride, and hopefully it's a long ride. But it is fun to be documenting the highs and lows and the holes and inconsistencies week by week. That is for damn sure.
And look out for Big Joel making his pro wrestling debut at the Torture Chamber very soon.
Ooh, might
With
be
Drew
might
Onyx,
be
you never
in
know.
Drew Onyx's corner.
You never know.
We never know.
You
We
never
never
know.
know.
Big Joel.
Big Joe. Speaking of
Big Joe.
big things happening, the daddy ass birthday bash.
My God.
That's what we got next.
You know what it reminded me of? That little segment there. It reminded me of DX back in the day.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing.
Like just promoting,
well,
their
storylines,
merch and like
yeah, it was
gear and buy this, buy that. It's like Jesus. I'd rather watch it.
Scissoring Day. Remember we said it, the National Scissoring Day, the whole podium thing, and
Like I get it.
like,
It's
presidential
cool that they
speech.
like let's go into the crowd and they get they're very like big time on Twitter, and a lot of people love them on Twitter as well. Social game is on point. Promo game is on point, but let's see Acclaimed wrestle, for God's sakes. Let's go, man.
No, but
I
you
want to see
can't-
them wrestle.
You have to.
Yeah, but
That's
it can't
what
every
wrestling's
week,
about. You can't put them in a match every single week because what's gonna happen? You're gonna see so much of them that like now when they have a big match, you go, "Oh, they did that match. They did that finish 2 weeks ago on Dynamite.
Okay.
Oh, I saw them do that." You gotta make it
So,
special. And
John
guys
Moxley's
like,
defending the title every
gonna
week
say,
here.
Moxley,
Yeah.
everyone's bored of Moxley, man. I
Yeah.
don't really get into
Well-
it. But guys like MJF has had like 4 matches in the last year and a half.
Yes, I get it because you're
Still,
protecting him
everyone's
because
interested.
he's a big time.
FTR
He's a big deal.
Barely has any matches.
Yes,
But people are interested.
I
When
get it.
You know, you gotta make people want it.
I get
Sometimes
it.
Just doing an abundance of shit like at
Yes,
one
keep
point
people
there's
like
no
in
magic,
the end. Like
you know,
if you want to see this guy wrestle, you got to buy the pay per view. I get it.
exactly. But hey, that's just my fucking opinion. But to your point, everyone's opinion is one opinion is that everyone loves the Acclaimed, and that's for sure. And I gotta say, there's just something that makes me smile every time I see Billy Gunn out there having a blast, being you know what I mean? He's like getting his moments. It's this last big run. Still, like he in Toronto, he looked great.
The trademark can scissor lasted a week, and then now it's
I like
he got
the
his
whole-
hands. He
Yeah,
got his hands.
that was funny. I love it.
Did you guys watch that Rampage segment with Swerve Strickland and Billy Gunn?
Supposedly that was Pac's hammer that he used in the segment there.
I was going to tell you, supposedly people actually thought it was good because that was garbage.
They were saying that it would have been better if he used scissors on his hands, like instead of a hammer or whatever.
You know what would have been better if Swerve just attacked Billy Gunn in the ring.
Yes.
You just have to hit him with a chair on his hand. You didn't have to go backstage, kidnap Billy Gunn, and take pliers and
we didn't see the kidnapping, but we just assumed that. That's what I'm saying. Like
he was being held against his will. It's pretty obvious.
Exactly. Billy Gunn couldn't get out of a kidnapping or whatever. A jumping from behind from Swerve Strickland. Give me a break, man. Come on,
stupid pro.
From behind, bro. Rick Ross probably helped him.
And the only thing that he got hurt was his hands that were bandaged up during that segment, and then the foam fingers came out with the scissors, and obviously Bruno already has you already bought them already. They're already coming to the house.
I just want to say I loved it.
What's going on, Broadcast Podcast? Nice to see you. Always a pleasure to see these great podcasters in our chat right now, and another great podcast, the Broadcast Podcast. Go check them out on YouTube and on audio platforms everywhere you get your podcasts. Great guys, and you remember they did a little promo for us back in the day. I think it was the Brooklyn Brawler episode or the Tyson Kidd episode. They did a promo for us, but yeah, great to see you guys.
Thank you guys for joining in. Chime in on what was your most loved or most hated segment.
Well, if they write nothing, then we know how good of a program this was tonight, and I'm sure they're not gonna write anything because I wouldn't either. So, fuck, it was bad, man.
That's a positive. Listen, like Keith Lee said in his promo. I don't know. I mean, like Rick Ross was saying to Keith Lee, we're about positivity here, man.
All about positivity.
Positivity, man.
Then FTR came out, and then they scattered, and then they gave the titles to the Acclaimed.
So yeah, let's get into it. So the whole segment.
We're actually not the number one contenders in the end.
The whole segment came.
We know what's gonna happen.
The adoption certificate.
Option certificate.
that the Acclaimed were getting Billy Gunn to sign for him to officially be their daddy, and that's where we finally saw the being reintroduced into the whole to the story. The Guns come out. And I gotta say, I'm liking them. I like them. They do also very good. Colton Gunn doing good with the gum, the asshole chewing the gum look. They're
charismatic. They could go on the mic and promo the shit out of anybody.
You know what would be a good faction?
Give them fucking more time on the mic.
Heel faction. Picture Sammy Guevara with them in a faction. They all three have that fucking I want to hate you face.
Yeah, that I want to throw a chair at you and throw numerous tables at your face while you're sleeping, kind of face. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So from there, we got the Guns come out. They have something to say. They're distracting them. While they're distracting them, they point behind, and who's behind them? Big W. Morrissey. And he just destroys them. The Guns come in. They're outmanned. And then
what's gonna happen? Someone has to come. Someone has to come out and help them.
Happen?
Who could it be?
FTR coming out walking.
I actually thought it was gonna be the Young Bucks, but
not yet. Well,
not yet. Soon. Get ready.
Video package. We'll get to that later. But
get ready. Get ready.
Cryptic video package.
Yeah. Get ready.
So they get jumped. Then FTR comes out with the save. Then everyone just scatters out of the ring. All leads to a stare down of FTR staring at Acclaim, staring at the belt, which I hope we don't get that match.
You know what the best part was of that whole segment from start to finish was hearing the FTR music.
Yes,
right, Claudio? We were talking about how great that music is. It's so catchy and everything. It's great, man. Great. But obviously, they're not the number one contenders. Giving the titles giving the titles / belts to the champions, the Acclaimed, and walking away from that out of the ring and everything. And obviously we have the Swerve and Our Glory are the number one contenders. They're obviously going to lose that match against the Acclaimed, going on to seeing seeing FTR and the Acclaimed at Full Gear. I could see that happening.
Well, Full Gear is already announced Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed.
Oh, okay.
Let's hope they don't make it a three-way dance, because
I know you love those three-way dances. There,
three-way dances for tag team titles happens all the time. Like that's like Tony Khan's crutch. All the time.
It's even better when they're trios, the triple threat. So there's 9 guys in there, but Jesus,
don't give them ideas. What are you doing?
But I think the whole thing with we all know that it's the inevitable is going to happen with FTR and the Acclaim. I think in between that we have, like I said, the Swerve in Our Glory, and Swerve in Our Glory. The combustion is about to explode here, and we'll talk about the coming up soon. But to the point where I think that match at Full Gear is going to set up the demise and the someone's going to double cross one of the guys, and obviously it looks like Swerve is going to be double crossing Keith Lee at that point. But what this segment was for what in the end is just, I don't know.
To rekindle the Guns versus Acclaimed.
I could have watched the video package. It would have did the same thing.
Basically,
I don't think so, but
it's just my fucking opinion.
It's just your fucking opinion, and that's that.
Enzo Medicino, what's going on? What's going on, Enzo?
Welcome, my man. Let us know what's the scoop out there. You have any inside? What's your inside scoop of the week, Enzo? Usually our internet insider, Enzo Mendocino.
That's it. Well, now he's not the insider because now everyone knows who it is now, so it's not much of a...
He's our insider.
Fucking idiot, Bruno.
Yeah.
He digs us the dirt so we could break it here live on air every Wednesday.
What's his name again? Enzo Mendocino. So the cat's out of the bag now, Enzo.
No, remember back in the day on TSN, Bob McKenzie was the insider. We knew who he was.
For real stuff. Like real, like...
This is real, damn it.
Okay.
So, well, again, FTR was a save, and that's how that ended. FTR Acclaimed with the stare down. They're teasing at that, but we'll see what happens at that. But now we got Britt Baker with her segment, with her people, with her interviewer for her time to talk about pretty much nothing, just talking shit about Saraya.
Cavities and
cavities,
boulders and
Alex, Claudio,
floss.
did I miss anything here?
Well,
regrets.
Well, Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter just challenged any team for a match on Rampage, which was accepted by Sky Blue and Madison Rain later on. I guess Tony Khan made the match in the back, right?
Doesn't take much to make matches in the AEW lately. So,
guys, I'm falling asleep. This is how boring the episode was.
Well, when you hear the music, because now it's time for everyone's favorite Le Champion, the Ocho, Chris Jericho's match.
I was disappointed. I didn't think it was. I thought it was going to be the main event.
Yeah, you
That's
tell
what you're disappointed
Frank.
about. What about the big mystery guy?
No, because
actually, there's
the
one
mystery
thing
guy. It came down to the mystery guy that my mindset was, if it was going to be in the main event, it was going to be somebody that was going to beat Jericho for the title, because you wouldn't do that just because. If it was in the middle of the card like it was, then my prediction, which was PCO or Adam Cole, that in the end you knew that it was going to be someone that was going to take a loss. I knew it wasn't going to be Adam Cole.
Do you think this is the reason?
Yeah, it was just to troll CM Punk. So the mystery challenger. But that's the thing, though, because of last week, the audio issues were terrible for the Jericho promo. It wasn't clear if he was challenging any ROH champion, they had to change it
after, right?
It sounded like it was any ROH world champion initially, but it turns out to be any ROH champion. It could have been tag team champion, pure champion, like Jericho.
Because they changed it. They said they said Ring of Honor champion or whatever. They came out with the narrative at the beginning. Then they changed it, like, just to make sure everyone understands it's any Ring of Honor. Like, okay, so
and
Colt Cabana was a world champion.
No, it was ROH tag team champion with CM Punk, Second City Saints, twice, I think.
Oh my God. Not to take it away from Colt Cabana. I loved seeing Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana, in this sense, Claudio called him Copa Cabana during the live stream, which was pretty funny. But great to see him there. That's a straight up troll to CM Punk. So are they going down this road now? That they were trolling WWE, now they're trolling CM Punk now.
I think so.
Pretty crazy.
I mean, just to capitalize on the whole.
I don't know about you, but they were like kind of like enhancing the crowd volume, trying to make it seem like they're more pumped than they were.
Did anybody predict Colt Cabana?
I saw it on Twitter a bit, but like I feel like they didn't make it clear that it was any ROH champion. It didn't have to just be the world champion. So
could have been the pizza guy. That would have been an amazing match.
Hey.
I want to know, since this is a big troll, was this a fail here right before the commercial break when they just collapsed off the top rope when he was trying to go up with Jericho on his shoulders?
But then it was you know what it was? It brought Chris Jericho down a notch, because if you're doing these open challenges, it should be somebody that every time you face somebody, it should be harder and harder opponent. In this case, I think he went down a couple of notches. Like I said, don't take it away from Colt Cabana, but Jesus Christ, like you couldn't get PCO? Guy's in Florida there. Go grab him, fuck.
Was that a botch?
They're even saying Chris Hero, fuck, at one point.
Yeah. Was that a botch before commercial break? That's what I'm asking.
And just as,
I don't know. I didn't see. I don't know what you're.
I saw it when you had the Colt Cabana had Jericho on his shoulders and they both collapsed from the top rope.
Yeah.
I think it was intentional, but it didn't look good. Oh, Frank, AEW's doing that too. You okay?
Oh my God.
Chris Hero would have been good, because isn't Jericho supposed to face Claudio Castagnoli next? And Chris Hero is a former tag team partner and tag team champion.
Well, we were contemplating like when is Claudio going to get that rematch. So I guess, because he said he was
a wrestling hero though.
Yeah, but then what happened at the end kind of cleared it up for us to the T that Claudio is gunning for that Ring of Honor title, and I think that's the collision course right now. So, and then at one point, like you know what, Claudio was saying like all one by one they were coming out, and he was like, oh, I would have loved to have seen Eddie Kingston come out, because even though he's not obviously in the Blackpool Combat Club, he's friends with John Moxley. John Moxley just had a match. Maybe he could have took over for him there and come help out a bit, but poor Ian Riccaboni, fucking Jericho, man. But that's what it is in the end, right? Claudio said, he goes, I'm getting pissed off. Why I want to see Jericho lose. That's the whole point. It's the whole reason of getting everyone so pissed off that Jericho's winning every single week, no matter what happens. And you just want to see him lose. So right now, to this point, if it could be Claudio, I don't think it would mean the same way. Like I said, I think we said it would be better if it was Daniel Garcia, but I don't think that's going to happen, because it doesn't really look like it to me, unless Daniel Garcia helps Claudio win the title at Full Gear or at the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view. But Jericho is going to lose eventually, and it's going to be to somebody that's going to get catapulted.
I caught that on the commentary too.
You caught that? You guys catch that comment?
It was a great line by Excalibur.
It was a troll on Punk. Even Excalibur mentioned Colt Cabana's mother, Marsha's baby boy. Straight troll. Wow, man. Wow, that's low, man. That means that everything's signed, sealed, and delivered, and then they don't know, like there's no litigation or anything, because they would have never said that 2-3 weeks ago. That's for sure. So
you know what's interesting, because Jericho's still going on this tirade of going after ROH's legacy, former champions or whatnot. Nigel McGuinness is going to be a free agent soon. He was just in WWE. They released him.
Yeah, there's no compete clauses coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Soon,
Wow. He was a former commentator in WWE. He's probably
still wrestle. You can still wrestle.
I'm not sure. Who knows? I think it was his choice to retire. It was a lot of factors, but yes, he's probably one of the greatest wrestlers to never actually wrestle in WWE. Like, he's been signed as a commentator, but one of the best people to never wrestle in WWE.
It's true. Hey, after watching that match with Daniel Bryan there, you maybe watched there in Ring of Honor, I can't believe why this guy's not wrestling. Like you said, there must be a reason for it, but
yeah, it was like he should have been in WWE, but he always says the difference between him and Bryan Danielson going to WWE is that Danielson lied on his medical and Nigel McGuinness was honest. They wanted him to get a bunch of surgery with his shoulder, I believe, and he couldn't afford it, so they rescinded his contract. WWE.
Holy, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I think he had hepatitis C, one of the two. It must be C at one point, 2000, after his run in TNA.
Okay, right before he came to WWE.
Yeah, a few years before. But he's cured of that, I know. Okay. And so just all that to say, since Tony Khan is bringing pretty much everyone in, might as well at one point bring him in for a promo, some kind of stare down with Jericho. Maybe I would love to see them do a tease with Danielson and Nigel, but I don't think they will. They'll probably just lead it for.
Wow, they teased Jerry Lynn there, just like we are, like, so they could do some kind of a tease like that. And that I think.
And hire him as a commentator for Rampage. Replace the Jericho, please.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yes,
You know what? I'm gonna clip
think.
this and give it and send it to Jericho. I don't
Kings
think
of Wrestling. I agree. Circle debate. Yes.
Who's the Kings of
Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Kings of Wrestling. Google
Kings
them.
of Wrestling.
Amazing.
Says the
There you
Circle
go.
Debate.
The more you know, Bruno.
The more you know, but one thing I do know is that
Is what?
Ray Fenix
Ooh.
does not like to cheat. As we saw here in this backstage promo, it was funny. This interaction of Pac calling him like amigo, trying to like with his English accent, trying to like cater to their Spanish or whatever. Long story short, backstage, Fenix is trying to. Pac is trying to tell Fenix why you should use the hammer. The hammer is the key to success.
So no, this hammer. Like, does Pac always have a hammer with him? He walks around backstage with a hammer. Like,
He's got a holster there.
On wait! I can't open his chestnut. Pac, give me the hammer. This is hammer. All right.
Oh,
what a bastard, for real.
At least they're trying to do something to clarify that this
terrible.
guy is a bad
terrible.
guy. Hopefully, he
It's
doesn't do something
terrible.
nice.
We know he's a bad guy. Fuck.
He's a bastard. That's all.
Really?
You need to know.
I didn't. Oh, really? You guys are mentioning it? I had no idea this guy.
It's all
was
to get
a bad guy.
reaction for like it's like he's catering to people like online, like with the whole Cole Cabana thing. Like that was all to cater for people to talk, and Cole Cabana is probably trending now for the next 2 days, and obviously CM Punk is trending too as well. But what did it do for anybody? Like, oh man, stuff like that pisses me off, man. Oh,
Pisses you off.
Another WCW Thunder.
But
Pisses
this
you
match,
off.
we got Ray Fenix against Luchasaurus.
Black Mask.
Against Black Mask.
Against
Exactly.
You made
Juice
sure.
Orange.
Against
Juice Orange.
Juice Orange.
Juice Orange.
I had to admit though, this match was interesting. I like when the match started at Ray Fenix and Apple Juice. They both went after Luchasaurus, so that was really good. At one point, after when you have Jungle Man coming out and tossing the dinosaur into the table, I like and Frank, we mentioned this on the live. I like the camera work of you see them both going into the ring, and then I believe it was after or before the dinosaur got thrown into a table. Luchasaurus just comes out really slowly, and you see like the camera is in the middle, and you see the two wrestlers on the side, and Luchasaurus is in the back. You know what? The camera work was amazing. So
it had the showdown face to face, and then you just had Luchasaurus pop up.
Yeah.
And I love while Jungle Boy was taking out Luchasaurus, I loved it how it was focusing on them, but at the same time you see Ray Fenix and Apple Juice. They're trying to go into the ring at the same time. That was well done. I'm like, okay,
that was the time for the picture right there. They should have brought it out. Fuck.
They should have, yeah.
But yeah, that was the whole thing. It was either like we were saying too, like we were saying that Luchasaurus. I actually thought Luchasaurus was going to win this match and maybe start a storyline with the title going with Jungle Boy. But I guess that storyline will continue, but I guess without a title. Doesn't need a title, in my opinion, but I think it would have been a little bit more interesting to see that storyline with a title. But I guess we're going to have to just wait and see what's going to happen now because Orange Cassidy. Now we had that's another thing I wanted to ask you, Alex, because we were all I've never seen the wrestler that came out, Shibata, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes.
Was it NJ New Japan?
Yes, New Japan Pro Wrestling. But he was up for Forbidden Door as well. He showed up was it after I want to say it was after the Osprey and Orange Cassidy match, but I'm not sure. I didn't watch it, but
okay.
I know he showed up Shibata as a surprise.
Yes, I remember. He showed up. I forgot who he fought.
No, he didn't wrestle. He just showed up at the end of a match. I think it was that one. But
yes,
I was very happy to when I heard his music, I jumped up a bit from my seat.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't know who it was. I'm sure Alex knows exactly who this is. And so.
Amazing wrestler. The match of the week. Right now, I'm saying it. Okay, Tomohiro Ishii, as you guys know, has been on AEW Dynamite and Rampage and
fought Eddie Kingston.
All Out, exactly the pre-show. Ishii versus Shibata from 2013, the G1 Climax. Wow, incredible match. I think it's maybe 15 minutes, not too long.
5 stars?
Yes, actually it is 5 stars. For real, and it deserves it. It does deserve it this time.
Bruno's face.
Watch the damn match and then tell me otherwise.
Exactly. Exactly.
That was how excited I was.
I'm sure Circle the Big will agree. He probably has
He came out with a hammer though.
He looked like a random guy who just came out of the airport and was like, didn't even know why he was there. Walked to the ring with no emotion.
That could have been a guy out of the crowd. And you would have been convinced too, right?
That could have been a guy going to a bathroom and then he goes, "Oh, well, I somehow fondle upon the stage here."
You don't understand. He doesn't have a gimmick. He's a wrestler. He's a shooter. He's a fighter. He has a legit.
That's what it is.
Background, like
I don't think your mic's
style background.
Yeah,
like
that's on.
Shibata is the real deal, and he had to retire 5 years. He had an incredible match against Okada, also 5 stars. No kidding, right? Or was it maybe it wasn't 5 years ago? I can't remember the year.
But it was definitely 5 stars.
Seal of approval from Circle of Debate on that match right there. We got Enzo Mendocino. Fun fact: Sting, Dustin Rhodes, ZDP, and Chavo are the only ones to appear on Nitro, Raw, Impact, and Dynamite.
Wow.
You heard it here first from Enzo.
Wow.
Fun you read it here first, Bruno. Read it here. He's not on here saying it. He read it.
And I guess you could add Crockett too. Jared and Sting and Dustin Rhodes. They all appeared on Crockett JCP promotions.
Wow.
Add Jared. He's been on GCW too. If you want to add the list.
Any sandwich on ciabatta bread. I mean, any ciabatta match is an instant classic. Says Circle of Debate. So we have some. One thing. Okay,
just watch the match.
This always every time they do something, I have to stop for a second and put the World Atlas in my brain and see Japan, Atlantic Ocean, all Atlantic title. Math, someone.
Tony Khan's got a different globe than we do. Just so you know,
you should have just made a Pacific championship or something, or all Asian fucking whatever.
Does he wrestle on a regular basis? This guy though.
He should have like that whole.
Shibata, no, he doesn't though because he's coming back from an injury. Like
he took over. We have to watch the match on Friday because I guess we already know what's going to happen. I guess right.
That's the problem. That's the problem I have with it. That's what I agree though. But just to say, Shibata, he's been injured for the past couple of years. He took over the New Japan dojo, I believe the LA dojo. He's trained quite a few number of people. One of the wrestlers he's trained is Ren Narita, who actually had an amazing match with Ishii like last week.
Yes, okay.
It's free on YouTube. That's another match to watch. It's part of the TV title tournament of New Japan. So he's just coming back. Like he's only had I think 2 matches in the last year or so. He had an exhibition kind of like match with Zack Sabre Jr. 2 years ago, I want to say, at the Wrestle Kingdom. Okay. And then last year's Wrestle Kingdom, or actually, no, this year's Wrestle Kingdom, rather, he fought Ren Narita in a match as well. So he hasn't had much. Like, he's slowly getting back into wrestling because of it was a brain injury that he had, really. That was the main thing that put him out.
The worst ones. You never know. Yeah. You could, anyways, okay.
So that's the thing. The problem I have with the match is that I would have loved to have seen him get a win over Pac because initially I thought he was coming out to, like, stare the bastard down and like kick his ass because I would love to see that match.
Yeah.
And then I would prefer he do that and then challenge Orange Cassidy because now to me I feel like it's going to be like what AEW does all the time. What they did with so many people that came from New Japan. They did this with Yuji Nagata. They did it with Satoshi Kojima. They did it with Minoru Suzuki. They come in, they lose their first match, and the first match happens to be a title match. Like Nagata lost to Moxley. Minoru Suzuki also lost to Moxley as well.
That's what in the end I was trying to get to is that maybe they're gonna make Shibata win and take the title back to New Japan because to say the FTR has the titles from New Japan and seemed like AEW beat them in the Forbidden Door pay-per-view a little bit more than New Japan, so maybe throw them a bone kind of thing, or I don't know. But like I said, it's you kind of figure out what's going to happen in that match, and I'm sure it's going to be a good match. But
by the way, random thought before we continue. You know how Pac likes to show up with a hammer? If I was a wrestler, I like to show up with a crowbar.
Crowbar, eh?
It's been done.
Who's done
one of the original ones back in the day, no?
Oh, were they?
Well, that's like the random thing that nobody's ever come down with.
Didn't Vince Russo used to come out with a crowbar?
Oh, did he? Okay.
He came out with something. I don't know if it was a crowbar.
Can I come out with a flamethrower? And like Pac is like, Claudio, I'm gonna kill, and then I come out with a flamethrower, and then I just pointed at him, and then I'm like, yeah, well, who's the big guy now? And then there'll be a burnt bastard Pac.
Flamethrower.
Anyways, back to the action.
The only big guy that we got here next was Big Bad Ricky Ross here in the back with Swerve Strickland As they were
Tony
sipping
Schiavone there.
They were sipping on some champagne. Rick Ross was talking about Swerve being a successful rapper in his upcoming career.
How many songs do you know of Swerve Strickland?
Does he actually make music though?
Yeah, he made
under which name though?
He made a song with Rick Ross. It was for Django Unchained. And he did one with for the first Suicide Squad. We just had some lyrics, but he didn't have full of. But basically, for a few film soundtracks, you hear Strickland's vocals with Rick Ross.
Oh, there you go.
I guess we'll just have to Google Swerve Strickland, largest recording artist ever, according to Rick Ross.
Oh, Timberland.
Apparently, he dropped his album March of this year.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Like a boss.
Yeah, so we get this. You know what? I got to say, Rick Ross looked like he was having fun. He's great.
Yeah, you know what? He looked the part.
He looked the part. He could tell he was pumped to be there and have a little, okay, this is the story going on. He played good when Keith Lee came in and started questioning why Swerve didn't answer his text this week.
You know what was missing in this promo? Let's drink some of that bubbly. That would have been.
Jericho would have came out.
That
bubbly.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Bring
out the bubbly.
He would have claimed copyright infringement.
I gotta highlight someone talking some realness to help back me up here. Mr. Porfirio, great show, but Orange going over on Rey Fenix and Luchasaurus was too much kayfabe for me to swallow. Yeah. Wow, booking the super wimp punch like it means something is beyond me. I definitely agree with you there.
But
I don't want to beat a dead horse. I talk about this guy all the time. How they just force him into things or whatever.
The thing is, like Jack Perry took out Luchasaurus from the equation, so you could argue in kayfabe it does make sense that and then you had the shenanigans with Pac. But I understand.
Yes, because exactly they had to add that shenanigans with Pac to make it somewhat believable there with the hammer.
But you know what? Before we continue, can we just stop with the interference? Like it's annoying. Like Frank, you mentioned this. Yeah, if it's after the match, but that's the thing. Can we just have like a good clean match, and then the following week you have a promo about the current situation that the wrestler lost? Why are we getting these interfering matches?
It's always like that.
Yeah, but you know what, Alex? I mentioned, we gave you a shout out when we did the live. You mentioned it, how like Tony Khan doesn't see the whole episode as a whole. He sees it segment to segment to segment. And I want to hold a pen when so I look intelligent. So now when I'm watching this. Yeah, like now, like when I notice, I'm watching Dynamite and Rampage. Now, ever since that you mentioned that, Alex, I see that now there's like a botchery in every segment. I'm like, come on, man!
Remember what we talked about last week with the ref stupidity and everything.
Exactly.
It's always like if you're gonna do it at the beginning or in the middle, if someone's gonna do something, don't try to do it again or
just do it once. Do it at the end.
Honestly,
do it once in the show. Yeah, exactly.
The more you guys see it. The more we've been seeing it, the trend the last couple of weeks, and this comment right here from Gabe's kind of says it all. We're kind of at a point in AEW history where this could be like you said, the top of the show, Alex, the 1999, 98, where holy fuck, it's about to get like crazy till it's done.
Well, say 99, 2000.
Also,
98 was still good. You're right, 99. Or they're gonna straighten shit out from here on out. But this is a interesting time for AEW right now.
Yeah, but also I want to, I want to point out, I find if you want to have all these botcheries going on, at least do it in the pay-per-view, right? Because pay-per-view, you're paying, but don't give us this on free TV. There's on free TV, we want to see so this happened on a pay-per-view. I want to see where this is going.
I want to buy the pay-per-view because after watching this, I don't know, there's no pay-per-view that I'm gonna buy that.
Fuck, hope Alex, I don't think it's coming out to theater, so we don't have to go 5.5 hours.
I don't mind not seeing it, thank God.
Yeah, no break. By the way, Alex, no more free tickets because I finished. It was my last day at work today.
Ooh.
All right, back to the action.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think we skipped over. There was another cryptic elite package that we saw where it was like he was deleting the files there.
Yeah,
it was delete the elite. That's what was called. It was some guy that was using, I think, like Avid video editor.
Yeah, and he was like deleting the video.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't he using? He was using Final Cut. Was he using Final Cut?
It might have been, or it was like, what did they call it? It was Avid.
Maybe he was using Wondershare Filmora.
Yeah, maybe never heard of that before.
But they showed was basically they recapped the All Outs when the Elite beat Dark Order to win the titles, and then the editor took the file that said Death Triangle winning and replaced it versus the Elite. So basically, saying that they're replacing the Elite.
Like hardcore trolling.
Redundancy is a huge problem. Has been since Inception. Good movie, by the way. You should check it out. Leonardo DiCaprio. When you see one promo idea being used multiple times in one show, you know someone isn't paying attention. Year one that happened. Year 3 and it still happened. Yeah, no, that's right.
Sure.
Yeah. By the way,
a lot of repetitiveness. It gets, we're not stupid. We figure it out.
You are a little bit, but
yeah.
By the way, are we coming up to the segment of the House of Black?
Why not?
It's after the next match.
Okay, I have some stuff to say about that.
After the next match. The next match we had, still trying to get her title that she hasn't lost, but had stolen from her. Jade Cargill against Ari Shafir. I mean,
I have to use a different pen for this.
Marina Shafir.
But I have a problem with this. This is where and
Marina
Frank,
Shafir is the problem. That's her nickname.
No, but here's the thing, Frank. We spoke about this on this afternoon's Dark, and even on the live. Shafir, she was in UFC and she was in a faction with Ronda Rousey or something.
She's an MMA fighter. She
should
be a savage.
Exactly. She should be. You know, like Jade Cargill should be covered in blood because how savage she is. And by the way, Nyla Rose, I'm sorry, that was the worst thing I've seen. She's talking shit.
Weird tonight.
Excuse me. Yeah. She's talking she's talking shit as fucking Marina Shafir is getting punched in the face repeatedly. She's saying, "Yeah, Jade, we're gonna bring you."
You're not gonna come help all your friends.
I'm like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, like
she's and then. Even with the distraction, you think like, there's a distraction. Jade Cargill's getting distracted. No, she still managed to choke the F out of fucking Marina Shafir. I'm like, the fuck? She goes, "Yeah, Jade, you're going down." I'm like, man, are you blind? Like,
she's calling a different match. She was imagining the match in her head. You know what it would be like. But that live commentary didn't help them. Like, did them no favors.
No, what the fuck was that?
Jade and Shafir were just like left out to die. Like
that was garbage. At least
it reminded me of like Vince McMahon coming down the aisle and saying, "Get out of my ring."
Maybe he should have this.
Get out of
Tony
here.
Khan should have come.
Yeah. If Nyla Rose came down with a chair and then hit her and hit Nyla Rose like multiple times, and then she takes the mic. Khan, okay, this is how it should have gone down. Listen to me, okay? This is filming 101. All right, you want to help Marina Shafir? So what you do is you come in with a chair, right? And then you just let Jade Cargill do her thing. Make Marina Shafir at least be like punch her a few times, right? But then after that, what you do, Nyla Rose, you take the chair, you hit her in the back, like the way Roman Reigns did with Seth Rollins on one of the papers.
Should be like the Lance Archer style.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
And then, beating.
And then after that, Nyla takes the mic, and then you talk shit. What were you thinking of? It's like saying Frank is getting punched and then beating up by Bruno.
It didn't have to be on TV. This little stupidity.
No, it could have been on Dark or Elevation.
I'm gonna send Tony Khan the transcript here.
It's funny. We after watching Dark, Vicky Guerrero put up the poster of 57-0 for Nyla Rose.
Comment here.
Like kind of like a shot to when Goldberg used to come on, and every time he won a match, it was 4 or 5 matches added to his record.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so it was there. That was pretty funny.
Let's see the chat. We're getting some opinionated chats here tonight. I'm sorry. This comes to Porfirio. I'm sorry, but I'm on Punk's side in all this. I live in a stand in your ground state. For me, Punk did the right thing. Now you think that these guys can't just hug and kiss and get it in their minds that the Punk incident is $1 million narrative. Man, you can push through a pay-per-view or 2. That's what I want. I want to see that incident written into a 6-month narrative with a conclusion. Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. The kids will be kids, straight edge or not. Yeah. He's right. If they were real businessmen and they really men,
Let's make
you would
money
be
off it.
you should sort this shit out and not troll online like
That's
like
what
that.
it is.
But
Everyone
hey,
wants to be the top social media guy.
these guys, you know what? Give them credit. They're part of the name, the elite, da da da. But I hope they're not to be the fucking NWO of our era.
Well,
Legit behind the scenes that kill a company because they have a fucking
ready for it.
conglomerate or whatever running shit.
Elite.
What is it? Sick of debate
Elite.
this year? As much as I disagree of giving the women 2 matches in AEW, but this match was not even a match. It was a squash match. It was horrible. And yes, agree that Alex live commentary horrible.
Every match was a squash match in the end. If you think about it,
AEW
every single match tonight.
Squash.
You knew what the hell. You know everything that was going to happen tonight.
That's why I talk shit about Tony Khan's booking of the women's. Yeah, no, for sure.
I rewatched AEW Dark 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right, let's go to the next segment. Please.
I know.
This is making me go have diarrhea.
Claudio, break this down for us here. What we just witnessed here with
the House of Black.
So the cemetery, dead bodies.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So Tony Khan, for the love of God, I hope you don't mess this up because this is your chance to bring back the House of Black. So we saw the men of the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody, and Buddy Matthews. You've seen them, being in that plastic thing, and they're being buried. Now they're coming back. Now, Tony, in All Out, we saw Sting throwing dust into Malachi's eye. Now, if you're going to bring back Malachi, don't bring him back the way we all thought, because at one point, when we first got introduced to Malachi, when he debuted at AEW, you see he was getting into a psychopath, and he even said it that he said something along the lines of "evil got me," like evil is possessing me. Yes. But then at the same time, he was trying to be good. So if you come, just like in a way Bray Wyatt came back in WWE, you see him being different. So the House of Black, if you really want to dismantle them, bring back. I was about to say Bray Wyatt. Sorry, bring back these characters, and then make Julia Hart a witch. So make her bring them back as supernatural beings, and make them restart as you can either fresh, because that's the way they should go right now. If you're gonna bring them back or say, hey, they're dead, if you're gonna say they're not, they're never coming back, I'm sorry, Khan, you lost people.
But didn't to cut in here, what I got from this is that we thought they were dead, but they're fucking being reborn or some
exactly.
shit.
They're being reborn. Yeah, no, I hope. I hope.
Did you watch the whole segment, Claudio, or you stopped
the passing of the torch?
Hey, listen.
I gotta go.
They're dead. This is bullshit. I'll turn off the TV.
Listen to me, okay?
There was the passing of the torch.
This is hold on. Breaking news. This is for you.
Oh my God!
Tony Khan just tweeted that Jeff Jarrett is all elite as a new AEW director of business development. Alex, we'll go to you first. Thoughts on this breaking news?
It really is Jarrett's world. My world. My world. Oh my God!
I like it. I like it. Old school Southern wrestling, baby. Slap nuts himself. I want to know what your thoughts are on this, Ivan, to be honest.
This is ridiculous, man. Going backwards here.
Frank is pumped. I can see the excitement. How about you, Claudio?
As long as he keeps throwing guitars at people's faces, that's all I want.
Oh, we're going to keep seeing guitars, baby. I hope he looked, okay, your hatred aside for him, he looked in good shape for his age. No?
I couldn't tell who it was because his face was dark. It was either bad lighting or the height.
He's the last outlaw, slap nuts. Don't you forget it.
Hey, listen, okay? He makes Bandito look better, okay? 100 times, all right?
I don't get Gabe's. What's the reference? Never drew a dime reference. What is he talking about? Is that
never drew a dime? That means that you're never able to sell out pay-per-view or made a.
Talking about Jarrett, I wonder, or someone else.
Maybe CM Punk, maybe.
Gabe, I believe R.I.P. I think did Mongo just pass away?
Or is
Mongo McMichael
deteriorating?
He was in good health. I think Cornette said something about it a couple weeks ago.
Okay, well, I don't know.
He's still alive in our thoughts. He's still alive. So what's going on? They're not leaving Aleister Black there. He's not fucking
No, he's not leaving.
Not
He's
taking
just on
time off
sick leave.
anymore. Is not
No,
taking
he's
mental
on-
health break.
He's on sick leave, but he's gonna come back. We don't know
Well,
when.
it ended with
exactly.
him coming out of the ground there, the
like the hand
dirt
up,
there, his hand up, Undertaker style there. And,
Yeah, no. Oh, that is gonna be good. That
well, they
guarantee
leave
you.
us with that, and I guess
Guarantee you.
like I said,
Tony, do
we'll
not
see we'll see another promo of this probably in the next 5-6 weeks from now.
Like
so.
we need to see them in the trios division, like the House of Black. They need to win those titles.
Yes,
eventually.
they have to come back. They have to come back and win this, man. Come on, Tony, wake up, fuck.
You gotta do something.
Gotta do something, fuck. Make this, make us say, hey, you know what? The episode tonight was good because of this. Now we're saying this episode's garbage because of this.
Correction, McMichael is still as ALS, but he's still with us.
Okay.
Sorry about that. They're doing a fundraiser.
All right,
That's what it
all right. And then the next moment. That's the next. By the way, we should call this episode AEW Dynamite disappointing review. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Keep going.
I call this AEW Slap Nuts. That's what we're calling it.
Slap Nuts.
WCW Thunder.
The circle of debate. Also, not too impressed here. He should just stay doing his podcast, not get involved in pro wrestling at all. An appearance here and there, but not this. Horrible AEW going backwards, not 100%. Forward.
Slap them nuts.
That's circle of debate. So we're getting a full anti Jeff Jarrett here. No respect for the OGs, huh, guys? No respect for
Did you watch TNA?
I watched before TNA. I watched
Did you watch the weekly
stupid fucking leather
He was just
suspenders?
with WWE.
I watched Jeff
Just
Jarrett when he was feuding with Jesse James, aka Road
Ventura.
Dogg, before he was Road Dogg. I watched that shit. I watched
that too.
The good times and the bad times. I watched when wrestlers had to fucking hustle in wrestling and grind it out, not fucking tweet a lot and get a bunch of fucking people just to mass.
Hey, listen. I do want to see for some
minority
reason
allegiances that are very loud. To
You know
try
what?
and psych other people out that you're good, and I have to believe that this guy is believable because everyone says he's believable, but what I'm watching is not believable type of shit.
You know
Jeff
what I want to see?
I'll give him some props.
You know,
I'm on Team Jarrett.
You know what I want to see? I want to see for some reason. I want to see Jeff Jarrett versus Bandito.
No, Porfirio this time.
JJ Omen.
This is bizarro world over here.
No, everyone's anti-Jarrett. Like even Porfirio. JJ is an omen. Every time he shows up, companies go under or struggle. It's not a good thing.
There you go.
Oh, so all signs that lead to a bad move here. Let's see what happens.
WWE sent them over there to see what's going on there.
That could be.
Cody didn't have enough.
That could be it. This is Triple H. Triple H is orchestrating all this, maybe.
Yeah.
Double J.
Maybe Triple H bought AEW and he's secretly botching AEW right now.
That broke Jeff Jarrett.
Viano 4 and Viano 5.
Who are they?
Luchadors. WCW.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, but Viano 4 just lost his mask, so I guess not too bad.
No, well, I guess
Penta just
maskless.
Zero Miedo.
Yeah.
On to the main event.
On to the main event. What title was this for? I'm all confused with titles.
Ring of Honor television title, which means exactly fuck all.
It was the fourth title match of the night, and they're still doing a Battle of the Belts in January. But like every week is Battle
Alex, you're holding the pen too, huh? I got to
yeah, I'm upset too. I have my notepad too.
They had two title matches on Dark, so don't worry about it.
Everybody gets a title match. Everybody gets
guys, we should get a title match. We should be.
Get a title match.
Why didn't Brian Cage win this match? I don't get it. I don't why. Just to set up. It was basically this whole thing just to fast forward, just literally to set up Hobbs coming in and doing what he had to do to Wardlow. And
well, you know what? I'll give him props as the only. I couldn't think of something that get me back interested in what the hell Wardlow is doing in life right now.
So what happens with the
because wanting to see Hobbs do something. It's fun. It's fun to see Hobbs not in anymore. It was good to Starks thing, but now to see him not interacting with anyone from that former past of his right now, any of the FTW crew or whatever.
Brian
the
Cage
Team Taz,
losses
but it's
left
cool.
and right.
But
he's getting title shot after title shot.
He's a believable.
He's losing every match.
Okay. He's a heel jobber, high level.
The Lance Archer of AEW.
Yeah, because you need guys to beat him to look strong. Like putting Wardlow against Orange Cassidy, going 25 minutes in a competitive match, doesn't do Wardlow any good. You know what I mean? Like You need to have Wardlow go in a match against Cage, a Wardlow in a feud against Hobbs.
I actually thought he was
This is
going
what
to
you
pull it
want.
off, Cage.
Honestly, they should have just done a tag match, like Wardlow versus Hobbs and
I think they got to get off this Wardlow shit. Like they got to get Wardlow back by himself as like the
But-
almost like rebuild that
Yeah.
maybe.
But-
No, so they kind of killed the Goldberg angle now, like that believable beast.
Yeah,
Wardlow
But they
should
can
fight
still
Dustin
have- they can
Rhodes.
still do
Powerhouse
stuff.
Hobbs had nothing to do with the embassy. If it was somebody from the embassy that maybe went toe to toe with Wardlow, like at the end, like that, I could understand. But I don't know, man. It doesn't make
No,
sense.
I think this is ending the Wardlow embassy feud. This is now taking
Why are you calling
Wardlow
him
into a
Wardlow?
thing
Hobbs,
against
Wardlow.
Hobbs
Hobbs.
wins. Hobbs
Well, that
wins,
way,
and,
no.
and Ricky Starks comes back into the fold and takes the title away from him. That's all I could think of.
That's a
Because
waste
at
of
this
time.
point-
That's what fucking is. Could have been.
Jeez,
better,
man. Now what happens to the embassy? What happens to Brian Cage? Khan? What happens to these guys?
Khan's got a bright future.
Prince Nana.
Nah.
Well,
Prince Nana. I
Well,
was
the-
screaming there on the live. I go, what is this guy going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to be a manager, especially a heel manager. Do something for the love
exactly.
Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
of God. At least
That's
give
ridiculous.
him a hammer or something to throw in the ring, or I don't know.
Give him a
something.
chair, fuck, or
crowbar.
chainsaw, or something.
Crowbar, chainsaw, flamethrower.
Yeah.
There you go.
There was a few good spots, but there was one
A German suplex he did to
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, and
That's
the
what it was.
pump paddle,
the pump
face
handle,
bust,
yeah.
face
Yeah,
buster
yeah.
or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Pump paddle, float over,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a solid
Face
320 pounds there, Samoa Joe. There,
Yeah,
He
that
lifted
hurts.
everything.
That looked like it
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
But seeing that,
He's a
I'm
savage,
witnessing
Brian Cage.
athleticism, power, aggressiveness,
all things Brian
wrestling,
Cage has. All
pro
things Brian
wrestling.
Cage has.
Yeah.
Yes. And even the
I'm
finish
down,
too
I'm
was
down.
really good. I liked
Yeah.
it because Cage did the Olympic slam originally, and then when Joe put the rear naked choke, Cage went to reverse it with the Olympic slam again, and then Joe switched arms to reverse it, get the rear naked choke right away.
I
That was
find
good.
it was like it just came out of nowhere though. Like Joel, like it was to me, it looked like Brian Cage had like 75% of the offense from
Yeah.
start to finish, and then
They're running out
all
of
of a
time. I guess.
sudden, and then it was that little instinct that Joel reversed it, and then like you said, he tapped out. But
Yeah, it's like the experience over the young.
Yeah,
fresh,
that's it. I was gonna say too. It does make Cage look good as well because he had, like you said, 75-80% of the match, and
yeah,
all it took was just like one opening in order for Joe to get the rear naked choke on, and like with that move, like the sleeper hold rear naked choke, you're not gonna stay in there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
go to
Like,
sleep. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. You tap
But,
out.
but why I was saying that is because the way the match was going, I'm like, wow, I think Brian Cage is gonna literally pull this off right here. Like that, it looked like it was going towards that, and then just to see that happen, like I said, if I wasn't a big Brian Cage fan, I maybe I wouldn't give a shit, but I was kind of disappointed. I actually thought it would have made sense in a sense to give him the title because in the end it didn't. There was no story backing with this match. Just a little altercation they had there with FTR a couple of weeks ago, or if that was last week there, the run-ins and everything, and then you have Wardlow coming down. There's 4 guys in the ring, and they run away from Wardlow. You're 4 guys.
It's
You're
the
4
suit, bro. It's the
You're
suit.
4
They're scared.
heavyweight guys.
I think it's the
Not-
music. They hear the music, they're scared. I think.
Come
No,
on,
it's
man.
the suit, guys. Come on. I mean, if you're in a nice suit and then you see your friend beating the shit out of him, 5 guys, and then you run into the ring and you're wearing a nice suit, like, oh, Minka, better not touch the suit, or else this guy's really gonna kill me.
You've ever fought like I've been in a situation exactly like that, and anyways, it's not
Which
it's not-
part?
it's
The part
not
that you
fun.
were Warlow, or the part they were getting your ass kicked?
Well, both sides, 4-on-1 and 1-on-4. So just to put it into perspective, it's a different game
Oh yeah,
when
it
you're
is.
4 guys. But even at that, if the guy's a savage like Wardlow, I get it. But the other 3 guys out of the 4 are heavyweights. Give me a break. One of them was Brian Cage, for God's sakes. Fuck, you took
Yeah,
him out.
but-
Fucking
Yeah, but he needed.
Oh,
They were all
man.
tired. They couldn't. They probably have a match at dark next week. So.
tired for what? They're house shows every night like WWE. Fuck, come on.
Yeah, probably. They're probably going to be AEW Underground. I need to get ready for, and they can't be injured. Oh crap! Don't Tony! Don't! Oh no!
What was the most
I'm
exciting
trying to
part
see
of the
this-
night was them trolling CM Punk. Like that was like they were probably organizing that by text and group text and all week. And better get it right. You have to say it at this
listen.
point. Don't forget it. And make sure you say
And
it. I
the
guaranteed-
return and the promo for House
guaranteed
of Black.
people are like that. They're all.
Listen,
Oh,
all
man.
I could say is this final match of the night represented what they need to look for more in order to grow the freaking viewership and the interest. Like I always say, if you're watching a Brian Cage Samoa Joe match and live, and someone comes in that doesn't know anything that's going on in wrestling right now, and they watch that match with you, not having been following Twitter and this.
It's the main event. Oh, okay, it must mean something, right?
They'll watch it and they'll be interested and they'll be impressed and they'll be, they'll be like, oh shit, was that real, or that looks like it fucking hurt.
Yes.
These guys look like they're fucking animals.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. You criticize the same thing that WWE. The WWE does the same thing.
No, but WWE, at least some of their stories are boring as fuck, but they have.
You don't watch WWE, Bruno. Come on, we know this.
They have believable looking guys, but
exactly.
They have believable looking guys, though. They at least they make that somewhat a priority in WWE. Like, this guy's got to look like a professional fighter
because he's in the main event. That's the only thing that comes to mind for me, because there's no. It's not like it was it's the number one story in AEW right now, because it's not. If it was, then it would make even more sense. But it wasn't. It was just a match.
But it was interesting, a match though.
That had nothing to do with any of the guys in the match.
That's what I'm trying to say. It was a good classic wrestling match. That's a template of what wrestling is. That match is what wrestling is supposed to be.
But the guys that wrestled in the main event had nothing to do with what the outcome.
You watch a match, you see 4 guys in the ring, a cumulative total of 480 pounds between all of them, and they're fighting. They're doing these little soft little moves, slapping their leg, flippity flopping, holding that get up. Like it happen. It works once in a while when they do other. You know what I mean? When they stop the whole match to kick you in the shin. Somebody walks in the room and you're watching this.
What are you talking about?
This is wrestling. Yeah. This is wrestling. No, I'm saying when they do these, okay, when you see, Adam Cole is going to challenge Samoa Joe for the title. What? This child is fighting this man?
Here's the thing.
He doesn't even do anything like athletic or like that. You know what I mean? Like,
because there's a complete opposite of that. You get to see 2 savages going at it in the main event. I get it.
Let's be honest. Pro wrestling is not cool to people who aren't wrestling fans. So be honest. No, but it doesn't matter though. Today, there's no such thing as a casual fan. We have to get rid of that thing. There's no such thing.
It's because of the.
It's because wrestling is not cool.
You didn't watch. You didn't watch New Japan, so that's why you're not a fan of this guy who looks like a child. Who just
you know what the truth is?
Out of the Metro lost. Like, okay,
you show Dynamite, Rampage, whatever to anybody. You know what they're gonna take away? Danhausen is cool. Orange Cassidy is cool. They don't give a shit that Samoa Joe is an amazing wrestler.
True. Because what are you gonna talk about tonight? Oh,
they don't care
that they did on Colt Cabana, so everyone could talk about it on Twitter.
They don't care that Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler of our generation, even though he is. Things like that we talk about. That Jericho's good, blah, blah, blah. They don't care about that.
Castagnoli, the same fucking thing. Exactly. We want to see Kingston.
No, wrestling fans care about that.
Right?
It's because pro wrestling's not cool. You have to attract people with, promos and characters.
It was cool back in the day, but it's not cool anymore.
When you see a guy the average guy that works like a 9-to-5 carpenter, and you see a guy on TV that you can knock out if you were in a fight, you know what I mean? You're not interested in watching.
There's another side of it that the guy makes me laugh. He wants me. People just come on just to watch Danhausen or come on just to watch Orange Cassidy. Then they fuck off after. That's what it is.
Let's not forget
what the main. Not to like Orange Cassidy because they like it. Like,
what was the main art of wrestling? It was the art of making it look as believable as possible, and get you immersed into it as much as possible. That's the part of it. When you strip that out and laugh in the viewer's face, it's fake. Look how fake it is. I'm showing you to your face. You're throwing the art out the window. That you even question, is it the same art that it was supposed to be? All the crazy, outrageous stuff can happen outside of the actual match. I could tolerate that. I could tolerate Orange Cassidy doing that stupidity outside of the actual match. Danhausen, to your point, I like him more than Orange Cassidy because he hasn't disrupted any high level matches with his.
He hasn't won.
He does little skits here and there. You know what I mean? No, but he hasn't. You know what I mean? He doesn't interrupt like a believable storyline. Like, he doesn't go toe to toe with Wardlow that we were meant to believe is a beast, and now he can't beat up Orange Cassidy. I'm sorry to beat on him, but it's just always the name that comes fresh to mind right now. But there's a lot of them. They bring these little guys on. They don't look believable. They don't look tough. They don't look fucking strong. They don't even look like they're believing what they're telling you. And it's like a wink to your face, like, believe us.
But he's your friend, Tony Khan.
It's real wrestling.
Talk to him about it.
On Twitter's like, yeah, this guy's awesome. This guy's awesome. Oh, you don't see it. You're an idiot. That's why you don't see it. But go back to the 80s. Bro, the 80s and
It's
90s.
a different style now. You're not going to
wrestling
attract people with what
listen
worked
to
in
what
the
you
80s
guys
and the
just said.
90s.
The
You
problem
can't.
is it's
It
not
doesn't.
mainstream anymore. Why is it not mainstream? Because they're only catering to the cult. So if you only cater to that one cult only and never do anything to bring it back to its
Story
glory
of your
days.
life. Story of your life.
We went to go see a great show this weekend.
Okay, but
show.
besides that, the
And it
match
was a
that he
great
said
show.
to watch with
With-
Shibata,
with-
watch it and didn't
Yes,
tell me if
Shibata
it's a good
and
match.
Violated my
No
intelligence.
storyline whatsoever. You don't know what's going on. Just watch
Yes,
the match. And
exactly.
let us
I'll watch
Pro
it. I
wrestling,
can
it just
guarantee
has to
you'll
be a
enjoy
match.
it. You'll enjoy it.
I'm not saying there'll be anything wrong with the match. I'm saying the fact that it's there on TV and the mentality is that if I don't know who this guy is,
Well, then get to know him then.
I don't know anything behind it.
If you don't
And
know,
you
now
waste,
you know.
and you're putting on, you expect me to get excited.
Well,
It's lovely, but I'm not saying that. That's okay. I'm down with introducing a guy. I haven't watched wrestling in a while for the last like 10 years, so I don't mind getting to know people and them growing on me, right? But it's when they've there and they've established themselves as a joke, and now you're putting a joke into a serious segment.
Yeah, he's the champion.
You're violating my intelligence. Like, suspend your disbelief, but you have to suspend it even more
But
now.
the most important thing is you're gonna keep watching every single week and licking ass for that press pass when they come to Montreal eventually.
I'll
but
lick that ass for that press pass.
but that's you. That's not me. I'm gonna tell you straight out. That's
Well,
what it is.
the next thing coming to town is WWE, so we'll have to start licking WWE ass for some press passes there. So
Yeah. So
I'll
start,
see you
start
Monday
watching
night for
WWE for the first
that
time in
WWE
2022.
The Raw
Yeah.
live review.
If you think Dynamite is bad, I'm just gonna end it with this. Like, Raw wasn't that much better this week, so
No.
that's all I'm gonna say.
We're at an interesting period of wrestling, man. With the new regime in WWE, AEW in a really weird state right now. What the fuck is this power? Elite's gonna fuck it up, or are they gonna do what's good for it? It remains to be seen.
I hope
one
they fuck,
thing
Aaron.
that
I hope
is
they
sure
fuck
is that
shit up, man. I'll tell you that.
we will be back every week to document
Ah.
the chaos every step of the way. And that's all I gotta say.
Well, every week we got the AEW live review every single Wednesday after Dynamite. If you want to join us for the live stream for Dynamite, we are live on the Jofo in the Rings YouTube channel, as well as Friday for Rampage. Look out for new podcasts. Look out for AEW Dark reviews that are on the 34 YouTube channel. Claudio, Mr. Comedy Capri, and myself, and sometimes Alex comes and chimes in. So check out that to get ready for Dynamite. And I hope Dynamite's a little bit better than it was this week, because geez Louise, I want
to thank everyone who stopped by in the chat that contributed to the show tonight.
an off week. It happens. You can't be on the ball every
topics,
week.
Circle of Debate, Gates, Porfirio, Enzo. Thank you guys. It was a great discussion.
Yeah, thanks for everybody in the chat, broadcast as well.
Because the one good thing about Wednesdays is that even if the main show isn't the best, you always know you're going to get some Dynamite here on the Joe.
You're waiting to say that line all day. You were waiting for that line. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. You had it written down on the sheet there.
I'm Selected Brew.
That was a good one.
Frank, take us out of here.
And remember, wrestling is life.
Is it? Is it really?
Slap nuts.
Slap nuts, baby. Slap nuts.
Jeff Jarrett.